People who survive on the Ontario Disability Support Program say the challenges they were already experiencing prior to the pandemic have been amplified, and they're struggling to make ends meet. Life before COVID-19 was already a struggle for Angie Allure. Having survived a crash and no longer being able to work, the 41-year-old found herself on the Ontario Disability Program 2 years ago. But with the pandemic now here, she says she's barely making ends meet.
$50, I'd be able to stretch it for an entire week. It guaranteed me one meal a day. Now I'm seeing that my $50, if I'm lucky, will stretch to 3, maybe 4 days worth of food for the week. And that, again, it's one meal a day.
The Ottawa resident says she and others living below the poverty line are seeing rising food costs and are relying on food banks, which are seeing a surge in demand now more than ever. As she is immunocompromised, she says she cannot afford delivery services and cannot afford to buy in bulk, which means taking more trips to the grocery store.
The government told Canadians that in order to get through this pandemic, it was going to take a minimum of $2,000 a month. We're surviving off of $1,169 a month.
She's referring to the Canada Emergency Response Benefit for those who have lost their jobs during the pandemic. Some on ODSP who were working prior to COVID-19 can qualify for the federal funding. But one lawyer says there are repercussions. Rent costs will be recalculated and can increase. And that income is partially deducted from social assistance benefits.
The first $200 you keep, and after that 50% is deducted from your benefits. And we're asking that the government change that position and recognize that CERB is meant as an emergency benefit and therefore not deducted.
As of last month, there were more than 525,000 ODSP beneficiaries. The Ford government says it increased rates by 1.5% and more recently is providing additional supports during the pandemic, announcing $200 million to social assistance clients. Part of a statement reads, quote, "This will help individuals and families access additional funding for items like cleaning supplies, transportation, personal protective equipment, or clothing that may be required due to COVID-19. Eligible singles may receive a monthly payment of $100, and eligible families may receive a monthly payment of $200. Jillian Reese says that's not enough.
ODSP benefits are far below the poverty line. And so people are struggling to survive, and it's people who have disabilities. So their expenses may be even higher than average expenses for other people.
And Reese is calling for an increase in benefits, not only for ODSP recipients, but for people on Ontario Works as well. Laura says she'd like to see ODSP recipients get $1,700 per month so they're not below the poverty line.